Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Trunkhead with Trunkhead Gaming. Today is the Week 10 recap for Divisions 4 and 5. With me is your CCL Season 8 High Elf Champion, Superfed. How you doing, man?
Oh man, I wish I could live up to that name. Yeah, I'm doing all right after getting the first team eliminated from the playoffs.
Well, it's the first team to play. I played that exact same Nurgle team on the last day of the ladder, and he did the same shit to me. The first like 2 or 3 turns, he removed like 4 or 5 elves, and I was never in it after that. So I
Yep,
feel for you, man.
yep. Not much you can do.
Sucks to get that far. Worse is your REL team is getting beat up.
Yeah, losing orcs like it's an elf team.
That is no good. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I had an air conditioning issue, and if you ever lived in Las Vegas, air conditioning issues are a big deal. So we got pushed back a day. Let's get to it.
Let's do
Pandemonium
it.
Workers versus Cash Crew Part 2, 2-0 to the humans. Cash Crew Part 2. JJ Cash, cool dude, man. Loner gets the MVP. That sucks. He had more armor breaks than the Chaos team.
Yeah, the chaos isn't that developed, so that doesn't surprise me.
Alright, so that is them. And How Now Brown Drow versus the Jack World Day Laborers. Dark Elves. Oh, ooh. Dead MVP. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Hugo the Hammer, though, he got an armor bust, so that's no good either.
Humans lost a piece too.
Who they lose? Anybody important? I guess we'll check them out later. Are we checking them out later?
We are.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
are.
go over them later. There we go. Alright. Dimension C137, your future champions. They won 2-1. The 11 armor breaks.
What's funny about this one is they got out-muscled by the Necro, and there was way few pieces left on the pitch at the end of the game, but they still won the 2-1.
Yeah, that's unusual. Usually if you get outbashed, if Undead gets outbashed, they don't usually win.
Well, I mean, if you look at the blocks, like Dimension C137 had 21 more blocks, but the breaks were just kind of one-sided.
Yeah, 7 removals for Necro. Necro has Claw, though. Yeah, there you go. Nice win by the Undead team with the sick mummies, and when that mummy's got an MVP, too, so that's even worse. Skinky Island boys, this game, we picked this game, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, and who did I pick?
I believe you picked the High Elves.
No, I wouldn't do that. Really? Son of a bitch. I actually did very poorly in my picks last week, but Superfed correctly picked the Skinky Island boys to win. They won 2-1, 16 armor breaks to 3. Jesus fucking Christ.
Your future champions.
55 blocks to 24. Templars of Aurora, you can't give up the 55 blocks you can expect to win, especially to a bash team like that. That's a bye week. And oh, this was the big upset of the week. I actually watched this game live. 3 Mountains versus the Secret of My Success. I can tell you who picked this game correctly, though. You can go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
Nuffle.
No, fucking Nuffle.
Nuffle picked it. Nuffle's always right.
Yeah, Trunkhead picked that game correctly. Thank you very much. That was I watched this game actually live on KSU Blues channel. I didn't listen to it, but I was watching it, and it was exactly what you
What
expect.
happened?
Did you see it?
I'm looking at the removals and the blocks, and everything tells me that the dwarf should have won, but did they just not move the ball?
72 blocks, 55 blocks. So it looked exactly. I mean, you play both dwarfs and orcs, so you know what this game looked like. It was 2 teams just beating the piss out of each other, and one team got the breaks and the other didn't. I actually was thinking I wouldn't call it a dice game at all, but I would say the dice were favoring 3 Mountains. I felt like every time the orc got hit, he got removed, or something bad happened, or couldn't do it. They both made questionable greed re-rolls in the second half, and it bit both of them at the same time. And then there was just a mad scramble for the ball at the end. It was tense, man. It was a tense match. I can't imagine playing that one, but great job for Rusty Seabutter, man. Holding on. He was down. He had 3 orcs KO'd in the first half and never came back. So he played the whole second half down orcs.
Yeah, that's a really tough match when you're outguarded and outnumbered.
Yeah, that was a hell of a game. There was some failures on both sides. I mean, I would say it was pretty even, but it felt like in the first half it felt like I thought the dwarfs got the better end of the dice. In the second half, it was just a shit show all over the place. Look like mud wrestlers on a slip and slide, man.
Nice.
All right, so that was your Week 10 review, the leaderboard. Let's go over that real quick. Skinky Island boys hold on to that spot for one more week, but they're not going to be there very long. Tommy, too tall, hot in his tail. The dwarf team, Chaos Sublu, he drops a spot. That probably eliminates him from the race. I don't see the two teams ahead of him both losing, which is unfortunate because that team's been doing really, really well. Hipster coming in at 4. The secret of my success. He's like, I'm not. If he can get some unfortunate things, like these guys are all in it, right? All the way down to probably Cash Crew.
Yeah.
So that's a big win by Rusty Seabutter. Real big win. Good job, man. Phaedrus at number 6. How now Brown Drow. Cash Crew Part 2. JJ Cash playing human. I wish I were looking at his team today. He's got a new guy I want to look at. Maybe next week. Track Roll Day Laborers from Moniker.
Yeah, probably next week.
Moniker actually hit me a message up the other day, so I wanted to talk about his squad. Yoichi Huruma. Number 6 there. Cash Crew Part 2 with Necromantic Newbies. And then High Lord Salt.
Yep.
Poor guy. Let's do your squad first. Let's do.
Sure. I'm checking back in with my High Elf brothers, the Templars of Aurora. And of course, we've talked about how they bloated up in TV quite a bit. Highest TV in the league still, I think, even after a couple rough matches. But just about everybody here is at least level 2. A ton of guard, more guard than I would personally have taken. Did we talk about them recently?
Yeah, we talked about them.
I went on my tangent about Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I
recently.
think we talked about them just before the turn.
Okay.
And you were talking about one of them should have been Mighty Blow, and I was like, you're wrong. If you remember correctly. Yeah.
You were wrong, but yeah, I remember that conversation. So I won't go down that path again, but I will say he's got the one turner and making, which is nice. He's really done a good job of spreading the SPP among the catchers. So often when they come in, they just kind of sponge everything up. What he really needs to do next, though, is try and focus on that blitzer that's a replacement, and try and get some SPP on him. It's always tempting to rely on that catch because it's just so reliable to have that automatic reroll. But if you ever get the ball to start the game, you should try and do your 2-turn to score on the blitzer as opposed to one of these catchers with plenty of time left on the clock to recover if something goes wrong.
Well, he's got 4 pieces that are 1 touchdown away.
Yeah. I think you got to prioritize your blitzer first, though, since they've got the extra armor. That's a piece that you're going to use a lot more in your playmaking. And that's the reason why you try to get them a little bit more attention.
You wouldn't want to give that that guard piece who's got 13 initiate, number 9 there, initiate. You wouldn't want to get him 1 touchdown and get him dodge. That's what I would do. That'd be my first priority.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a dodge guard piece already that he can go where he needs. The other ones are probably going to be more positional, I would assume. But,
I don't know, man. Guard on elves
they've got
so
6
strong.
They've got 6 movement, so you can get them where you need them in the first place. You know, I don't think you're going to be there's not. I can't imagine a turn where you're going to want to reposition all 3 of them if they're all 3 marked, where you would need that dodge. But I suppose it could happen. To me, the blitzer is such a huge piece to get involved because it's one of your few pieces that actually starts with the skill. Maybe he's going to get a double that you can then turn into Mighty Blow. But yeah, I guess I could see the case for it either way. But you're high elves. You can get more than 2 touchdowns in a game. Get them both leveled. Call it square.
I mean, look at this guy though. He's picked up since we last saw him 2 AG5 pieces.
Yeah, that's true too.
The
AG5 blitzer is definitely going to get leap next, and then he's a sidestep war dancer, AG5 war dancer. That's a great piece. He doesn't have strip ball or tackle yet, so he's not going to be the greatest ball hawk necessarily. But still being able to leap is just so useful on offense and defense, so that's good.
Well, I mean,
and then the catcher with AG5 doesn't have wrestle yet, so he needs to get wrestle and strip ball, and that should be your actual true ball hawk.
Yeah, I wouldn't the blitzer with AG5. I wouldn't make him your ball hawk because if he gets jump up on his or leap on his next skill, he's only got essentially 1 skill left unless you take him all the way to legend, and he's never going to be a ball hawk, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
That's,
He's probably going to recover more than
I was
anything
gonna say what I would.
after the
That's what I would
wrestle
do.
one
I
goes
would
in there and knocks it loose.
I would get sure hands with him. If I went
Hmm.
leap, actually, I'd even get sure hands before leap personally. I used to have my last CCL Dark Elf team, not this season, but last season. I had I had an AG5 sure hands guy, and he was fucking awesome, dude. I had two AG5 guys. One guy would go in and knock out the ball, and then the sure hands guy would go in and pick it up anywhere he wanted.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So yeah, I'd take the catcher with AG5. I'd make him the sacker. I would go wrestle and then tackle and then leap. But you're probably gonna. I know in you're gonna go leap first. Um, and then I take the
Well,
other
it hits
guy.
ups on offense. But wrestle before leap because you need to be able to. I mean, an agi 5 dodge in the 2 tackle zones is a cakewalk. So, I would still go wrestle first, just in case they give you a loose cage. Not that you're going to be getting fireballs or anything, but you'll sometimes get those opportunities.
Yeah, you cage dive on it's 50-50. So 75% with the dodge skill.
That's a 3 tackle zones. 3 tackle zones.
Yeah, on a typical cage dive. That's what I'm saying. Like on a
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
YouTube cage, you're 50-50 to get in, but since you have the dodge skill, you're 75% chance to get in. I do it
Right.
all the time. But yeah, I take the catcher and make him the sacker, and I take the blitzer and I make him the recovery guy. However he wants to do that. Two
Yep.
throwers. You like the 2 throwers? Yeah, we talked about that.
Yes. Yeah, they're good pieces. But you develop one. He's got one already as the safe ball carrier and probably more useful on defense. The second one he needs to get accurate on. Maybe he gets the double or an edgy 5, but that's going to be his offensive one. And I do something that's a little bit more controversial, which I got called out in the champ ladder for, which is kickoff return on the thrower after I got my blodge and my accurate as my last skill, basically, before legend.
Who called you?
And the reason for that is the movement 6 comes into play all the time, especially on your 1 turns. And so being able to reposition on that kickoff for 1 turns is actually really valuable. It also helps against teams like Wood Elf and Skaven. If they get a blitz, it's better to be under the ball when the blitz happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think kickoff return is a great skill in that situation. Who called you out on that? That poop pot guy?
VG Purist and a couple other people.
Don't fucking listen to that, Chachi.
I'm just saying, yeah, I took a little heat for it, and I stand by it.
I love kickoff return on your primary ball carrier. If I can fit it in, I do.
Yeah.
A lot of it depends on the team. Like on a human team, I can never really find spot for it unless I'm going the block route. Like then I absolutely kickoff return. If I can find it, I always fit it in because it makes such a huge difference. Just unbelievable.
It makes sense late when you don't get enough doubles. If you got doubles, there's other things that you can obviously prioritize. But when you don't, after you get your block and your sure hands or whatever else your basic stuff is, maybe tackle even, that's when I definitely think it's worth it.
So hipster, if I'm hipster right now, what I'm thinking is I have 4 guys that are 1 touchdown away. I need 2 touchdowns on my blitzer. I'm not eliminated from the playoffs, but let's be honest, I'm eliminated from the playoffs. I'm playing for next season. I'm going to just fucking go balls to the wall and score as many goals as I can every single game and try to level as much as I can.
Yep, play the Inarian ball. And one of those doesn't need touchdowns. That thrower, just give him the ball, and he'll get his 2 SBP in 1 game easy.
Yeah, you can just throw the ball. All right, let's go on to the Drac World Day Laborers, which are humans that I want to talk about. Moniker. Where'd you ask? He asked me about... sent me a message because we talked real briefly. We touched on him during MVP about the guard on the AG4 piece. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to talk about that specifically in the team overall. So this piece right here, I talked about it in my humans in depth thing. The AG4 on a strength access piece, you don't really change your build. You just keep doing what you were going to do. He just does it better now. So I kind of turned my nose up at the guard, but like I told him, I kind of want to walk that statement back. I think the guard's actually a good pick there for a blodge piece like that because you can stand firm next, and he's an awesome piece.
Yep. The mobile guard, which is what we were kind of talking about with the high elves. The reason why it's so valuable is, especially on humans or just any strength 3 team, when you are trying to clear the way through the enemy defense, you want to obviously have a 2-die block, and you can't always do that against other teams that have guard or have high strength. For example, the Nurgle team that I played, they've got strength 4 warriors, and when they put them on the sides of their defense, it becomes really hard for you to move them out of the way, especially if they can get an assist in there. And so being able to dodge your guard piece out when they're marked and put them in the right spot so you can get a 2-die and then move the defense where you need them to is super valuable. And then with Stand Firm Blodge, it also stops them from moving you backwards. So you can actually use this piece to mark somebody at the same time as applying an assist. And it just allows you to play the positional game that much better.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a good piece. This team's actually looking pretty good. It's got to I'm a little concerned about Hugo the Hammer, and I talked earlier. I don't forget when about killers for humans, killers specifically being easy to replace because there's no doubles on this guy, right? He's easy to replace.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if he's in a position. He doesn't have any mighty blow otherwise, other than he's got a block ogre. When you have a block ogre, you are so much more flexible because you can count on this guy minus the boneheads to actually go out and do some damage because he's reliable. He's not gonna knock himself down unless he dub skulls. So he's in a position. He doesn't have the money to do it, but if he gets enough money, he might consider firing Hugo and start building up because again he's building for next season too. And you don't want to
Right.
invest too much more SPP on an AV7 piece is going to be on his face because he's got piling on.
Yeah.
But
Was this just a miss next game on Peter?
Let's check it out.
Yeah, it was. He's got enough guard at this point to start doing something like that. I like the strength 3 wrestle catcher. That's going to be helpful as well. Maybe strip ball next or tackle next. I don't think he's lacking tackle at this point. For the development that he has, 2 tackles probably enough, but 3 doesn't hurt.
Well, he's getting.
Although I just like that. I like ball.
Hopefully he's gonna get rid of Hugo. He might just keep Hugo until he dies. I'd get rid of him before he got more SPP. And he's got was 1 touchdown away with Hands the Hatchet, who can get either a mighty blow to make up for Hugo or tackle to make up for Hugo. But since he's only got a little bit left, let's check out his schedule real fast. What do you got? I don't think he's got any more dodge coming up. I don't think he needs tackles. What I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He already played Cash Crew this week. Where are you at, buddy? He's got Necro and a bye. Yeah, so I would get a touchdown on that guy with a.
He's got an admin. He's got an admin for week 13.
I get a touchdown on this guy, and then I would get him Mighty Blow.
Well, he doesn't have the cash to replace the guy yet, but what I would do is after the Necro game, fire your killer, and then you're going to get a buttload of cash with the admin and just have a fresh blitzer.
Yeah.
For next season or the spins.
He should fire not only that blitzer, but he should fire 1 or 2 of these linemen, these unskilled guys.
Yeah, definitely before the admin. Yeah.
Maybe even 3 of them. And then he's also a touchdown away from Billy the Bricklayer, which is awesome. He'll get that pretty easy. Catchers get levels pretty easy. Probably block for that guy, but maybe he makes another sacker. I don't know what he likes to do.
Yeah, I like it.
The strength 3 wrestle guy, Sid the Shovel. He's awesome, man. He gets tackle. Usually with human throwers or human catchers, if you make him a sacker, you go wrestle, then strip ball, then you just red die. You don't care. Wrestle, strip ball, then dauntless. But once you get wrestle strength 3, then you go tackle. You don't even worry about the strip ball until later.
That works because then he's also a solid safety just on his own.
Yeah, because he gets 1 dies now, so he gets 1 die. It's 50% chance to knock them all out. Defender stumbles and a both down, all get the ball out. So the strip ball is not as important, and you can pick it up last. So I mean, I have a strength 3 catcher on my team. It's fucking awesome, dude. So yeah, I love it. Like the team. Give Hands a hatchet if it was me, Mighty Blow, because you don't need the tackle right now. Maybe you do next season, but if you get spins, I don't know if they're doing. Are they doing spins this season? Do you know?
I don't know. They're fickle right now. I've heard a lot of mixed messages on a lot of different subjects, but I'm hoping to hear soon that we are doing spins. I don't see a problem with spins. I think, yeah.
That's why I stopped paying attention.
I had never had a problem scheduling mine, but I definitely know that there's people that just want to complain about it. So we'll see.
You can never make everybody happy. So anyway, let's assume for the moment that you get spins. So you get Mighty Blow here, and then in your spins you pick up another tackle piece. So you have 2. I mean, you really only need 2. In the REL right now because it's nothing but bash. If he moves up, he keeps his team, he moves up. There's not a lot of fucking dodge teams out there. KSU in the REL
Yeah.
channel talking. That's funny. All right, so that's the human team. That's the Jack World Day Laborers, man. I think it's a good looking team. I like the thrower down here. He is clearly a ball carrying thrower. This is a guy I'll get kickoff return on as we're talking about that. So yeah, that's it. That's the Jack World Day Laborers. That is Division 5. Let's check out. Check out next week. What do we got? What do we got? Or this week, I guess people have already started because we're a day late. Jack World Day Laborer and the Cash Grip Part 2 of the Human Off already happened. So I'm going to check out C137 versus the Pandemonium Burgers. Chaos versus Undead.
I'll go ahead and take Dimension C137 on this one. What do you think?
You know I can't pick against the guys I chose the one, but I'm gonna make an argument for Pandemonium. God damn it! Oh my goodness. Where are you at, Pandemonium Burger? You're at 1260 TV. So you're getting right now 300. Let's see if you have any loaners. I'm gonna make an argument for you.
They got a lot of claw.
4, 5, 7, 9, 10. So you're 300, but you're gonna give one loaner, so you're 240 in inducements. Which is that enough for Borak?
I think he's 290, if I recall. Not that I played much Chaos.
But he's also extra cash. He's flushing cash 4,000.
He is. He's actually bringing some extra money in.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. If you can get Borak would make a huge difference because of the Mighty Blow. That you only have. You have 2 Mighty Blow, but one's got Claw. This guy's Kobe. He's gonna put in work. Kobe's gonna kill a fucking. He's not gonna kill anybody. I was gonna say he's gonna kill a mummy, but those mummies are so disgusting.
Yeah, I will point out that your homie has a Bribe Stadium, and it's at his place.
Yeah,
Ugh,
I mean,
that's gonna be Fally.
If I'm Pandemonium Burgers, maybe I might just fucking load up on bribes and extra players, and then if I happen to knock down a mummy or a white, just foul the shit out of them.
Yeah. You gotta hope for regen to not work at that point too. I mean that's what happened in my Nurgle game. Is I actually did foul one of his killers, got the injury, and he just regened it and was back on the pitch.
And you got sent off, right?
Yep. Great value there.
Not much was working for you in that game, that's for sure.
Great value.
So Pandemonium Burgers, Mwad Dave, you have an uphill battle, that is for certain. I gotta take C137 too because I picked them to win. So even though fucking Superfed tried to mamoosh me, I'm gonna take him. But I think Pandemonium Burgers. I think Chaos. If this claw right here, if Kobe does some work, he doesn't have to like kill the pieces. Maybe they regen. Just get him off for the drive. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, that's fair. And I will say, actually, it doesn't look like there's any bench coming in for Dimension C137 either. So, if the bribe fails, get a little lucky. Maybe the ref will do the work for you.
That is saying something for an undead team to not have a fouling bench. That's actually a really big deal because if these guys foul and they get sent off, then he's fucked.
That's how the Necro just had such a huge numbers advantage. I mean, there's 2 MNGs here, and yeah. Although he's got the money, I would probably honestly fire one of these, and then just hire another one. Because what else are you going to spend the money on? He's already upgraded the stadium.
Yeah,
he's got his 4 goals now.
You don't need to carry a heavy bank when you're undead because most of your guys most important guys regenerate.
Yeah.
So.
Unless he's trying to take bank into the dwarf match. But I personally would just take at least 1 extra zombie.
Is he playing Chaos Ublu coming up?
Yeah, that's the week 13 game.
Oh man, that's gonna be a fucking slobber knocker. I can't wait to see that game.
That game's gonna be good.
All right, well. C137, I think they're going to win this game. Who do you got this week?
I have got the Skinky Island Boys versus the How Now Brown Drow. This is the one game that at the start of the season we said would be the toughest for the Lizards. I think it's going to shape up that way. How Now Brown Drow still has, even though he's lost a couple pieces, he still has 2 Agi 5 pieces and a Strength 4 piece. So, I mean, his team is still in great shape. He's got diving tackle as well to help out with those skinks. I really think that there's a good opportunity here for the Lizards to take a loss. Well, it won't be enough on its own. It won't be enough for Dimension C137 to get in, but it could be the loss that they're looking for.
What do you mean it won't be enough? If these guys win,
Yes, that 2. He needs 2 losses.
no, does he?
Because he has the tiebreaker. The only loss for Dimension C137 is against the Lizards, and so he has the automatic tiebreaker. He needs 2 losses.
So Too Tall's not getting in. That's what you're saying.
That's what I've been saying for the last 6 weeks.
Because they have a bye the last week, right?
The Skinky Island Boys have a bye after this one, and then they play the Orcs.
Oh no,
last
yeah,
match.
the Orcs are gonna beat them. Yeah, so we're still good.
So it's this team and the Orcs have to win in order for it to happen. Well, and actually, I guess a tie against one of them and a loss against the other would be enough if Dimension C won. But I don't know.
All right, let's look at these teams real fast. So Skinky Island Boys, 12 players. They have we have the Mighty Blow Saurus, Bruiser, who's only 1 SPP away. Only 1 tackle.
Did they lose another source? They did. Virgil number 2. So that's back-to-back games that he's lost to Saurus.
And if you note that there's only 1 tackle on the Lizards, and there's 4 dodge over here. 4 dodge. I'm taking Phaedrus because I need Skinky Island Boys to lose twice for my pick to be correct.
It's okay. Prehensile Tail can do some work.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
I think it's going to be a great game.
And he's got decent skinks.
Yeah, there's no tackle on Phaedrus' team. That's the only thing that worries me.
He doesn't even have a lot of block other than those blitzers either.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for Dark Elves to get block on the pieces other than their star players. But
you'd think the witches would have it, but obviously you go Agi when you get it. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I honestly, I think either of these teams. I don't even think it's gonna be like defense. I don't think either team can really do a good defense against the other. So this could be like one of those 3 to 4 matches, or 3 for 3 points and 4 points on one side matches that kind of just get decided by kickoff events.
This Malakin, this blitzer with AG5 and leap. He's gonna do some work. So, because what's gonna happen? Because there's only 1 offense for Lizards. They fucking cage. They take 4 swords and they cage around their fucking skink. That's what they do. That's all they can do. So all he's got to do. He's got
to catch one, so he can do the handoff play, and go all the way across the pitch in 1 turn.
Yeah. So if he wants to 1 turn, he wants to 1 turn, then whatever. He can't control the ball because he's gonna do the typical Lizard fucking cage. All Phaedrus has to do is take this Demetrius, the blodge step guy, cancel 2 assists, and then he's gonna get 2 die on the skink ball carrier with the block. I don't see how Skinky Island Boys can protect the ball.
I don't know. We'll see. I think there's ways that you can play the Lizard offense, because their movement is so strong. I mean, like it takes Dark Elves are slow for Elves movement speed wise. Skinks can outrun them, and so you can keep a skink deep, and then play the positional game with your Saurus and your block score. And when you finally feel pressure on your deep skink, then you just run it up and get in the cage. I think there's ways that he can play it beyond just your YouTube cage, to make it a little bit tougher for the Dark Elves to get it.
I don't know, man. Lizards are so fucking boring. They do one thing. They're the most boring team. They're more boring.
So it shouldn't surprise you. Shouldn't surprise you that I like them.
Of course not. Yeah, they're fucking dwarfs and fucking lizards. The most boring team.
I have an undefeated lizard team.
Of course you do. They play 2 games.
No, minors. Let me see what they're at. I want to say 16, 17 games now.
In the minors, you're a CCL playoff fucking coach. What are you doing in the minors, dude?
When the minor season started, I'd only been playing for 3 months.
You need to drop out of the minors. All right.
It's going to be my last one. Yeah. 17-1-0. 17-1-0.
Yeah, shocking. That's fucking.
Olympus has fallen.
Yeah, I feel real proud about that.
I do. I do. There's some good coaches that I'm playing against in there. Ornan, I'm playing him in the playoffs.
Ornan is a good coach, man. He's tearing up Division 3. All right. Is he Division 2?
He's Div 2.
Yeah, he's Division 2. All right, let's go on to Division 4, man. Division 4.
Yes, let's do that.
Week 10 and Rebel Invasion. Did they play this game? Squiggy's back, dude. Squiggy is back. He 2-1 the Lizard Beast with only 2 armor breaks.
I think he's going to have his say about who goes to playoffs one way or another.
2 armor breaks to 18 and wins the game. That is some Wood Elf fucking action right there. The fucking Lizard Beast only removed 4 pieces. That's the story of the game. Welcome back, Squiggy, man. I'm sorry he missed that big chunk of the season because I think he had a really great shot at doing some decent stuff this season. The Baywatch Knights 2-0 versus Resistance Feudal. Ravenpo, he was on the Discord. I check the Discord like maybe once a day. And I happen to catch him just crowing, just talking about how he beat me and how I'd eat my words because I picked against him. Ravenpo, good job. Super fed, nice pick.
Yeah, it was a good game. They petitioned me to make sure I watched it, and I did. It was. I mean, the score was pretty clear. I thought there was a couple moments where it could have been a lot closer than it was. It was a good game. There was definitely some moments of, is he going to throw it or are they going to sneak something through? But yeah, no, that was a good close match by 2 good coaches playing Bretonians because they want to punish themselves.
I mean, Ravenpo had almost twice the removals, and Resistance Feudal had 2 ejections. So I'm not gonna say nice. I'm just gonna say good job, guys. Good job. Kakengrad, he got the bye week versus Gambas Gets, and he got an MVP on a Black Orc who got a level, his 2nd level, who has not leveled up yet. Kakengrad. And a Blitzer, Jack and Kill. I imagine he'll eventually end up at Tackle. I think he's got another bye coming up, doesn't he? Actually, let's check it right now. Typos happen. Nope, he plays Iron Madden. Alright. Horrible Cliches 4-0 on Unlucky Skull Skull. That is a 4-0 beating.
With only 4 armor breaks, how does that happen?
And I'm telling you, dude, I've been playing a lot of Dark Elves recently, and I'm getting back into my Dark Elf faction. You can control the fucking pitch when you're. I feel like when I'm Dark Elves, I win more games if my blocks are in the 20 to 25 range than if they're higher than that.
Probably true.
Because you just you're playing the position game more than the blocking game. So, but unlike a Skull with only 2 injuries inflicted, that's a big one. Look at the SVP for Horrible Cliches there. I'm telling you, man.
That's a clinic.
We did not, by the way, officially make our picks for Division 4, so we have to do that this week.
I thought we did.
No, we did for Division 5.
That's fine. We can do it.
Okay,
we'll do that.
Ace Trucking Company gets back on the train with a 2-0 win over the Carnival. That's a fucking bye week.
Yep.
So, yeah. Good for you, Quicks.
He needed it.
He did need it. He needed to lick his wounds a little bit. Unaccompanied Minos 1-0 over Iron Madden. Man, is Gengar salty about this one?
Well, I mean, he played, so yeah.
So
it's gonna be a little salty because he played. Okay.
We picked this game, didn't we?
Yeah.
Who did I pick?
I think you picked Gengar.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would not pick Gengar. Somebody else verify that. I don't believe that for a fucking minute. Anyway, Bull Centaur at the break tackle. He can pick that Mighty Blow instead of Sure Hands, so he's going to be a hitter. And then Gengar got a Tomb Guardian level, so that's pretty good. What did he get? Mighty Blow, I'm sure. Yep. All right. That's 16 armor breaks to 1 expulsion. I always wonder when I see 1 expulsion on Gengar's team if that one piece was really important to the winning of the game.
Probably, one way or another.
Because he fouls indiscriminately, right? Like, he doesn't matter where in the game or what's important or if he needs a piece or not. He just goes ahead and fucking fouls. And I always wonder if that expulsion cost him the game every fucking time.
I still don't understand why they don't track fouls. Like, it's such an integral part of the game. The stats page really should track that. Yeah.
I agree. The first time all season, I agree with you. Communist Frat Party 1-0 is KNG. That's a big upset for the humans. Nice job. Fucking Nocturnal, man. 1-0. And I think humans beating, anytime a human beats a fucking dwarf team, any kind of dwarf team, especially a Chaos dwarf team,
I'll call attention to the ball possession statistic. 1 turn for the Chaos Dwarfs for the entire match. Agi2 sometimes will come back and kick you in the ass.
Yeah, once in a while. Once in a while. Yeah, that's good. 4 yards running. He had 4 yards running. And he sustained a death. Oh, KNG sustained a death. We're going to talk about. Let's just jump right in. Well, let's not jump right in. We'll leaderboard first, but you're going to talk about KNG. That's your team this week, huh?
Yes, we are.
All right, let's go leaderboard real fast. Quicks is still on top with a 7-1-2 record, but right behind him is Typos Happen 6-2-2, and then Horrible Cliches with the Monkey Man 5-4-1. I'm excited for both those teams. Raven Poe sneaking up to the number 4 spot, 5-2-3 with his and winning the Brit Bowl. Chaos Dwarf Unaccompanied Minos. He was kind of knocked down. He was way down here for a little bit. He's crawling his way back up. Squiggy back on the train. Those 3 losses were all admin losses. So he personally, as a coach this season, has not lost yet. Communist Frat Party from Nocturnal, 4-2-4. And what do we got? Lizard Beast, Kiwi Bird. He started out so hot. He's kind of falling off. Then falling on hard times. Gengar's getting the wrong end of the referee at 4-2-4. And then right behind him is King Cosmos, Shiggy with it, and KNG. So that is your leaderboard, man. I would say, who's in it still? You think?
Well, let me ask you something. As a resident Kimry champion, where do you put the TV efficiency like sweet spot for Kimry? Is it their first, second season, probably third season?
How am I I've played a grand total. This is not a joke of 2 Camry games. No, actually, it's 1. I played 1.
That is 100% more than I've played. So that by default makes you a resident Kimry champion.
I literally played 1 Camry game and then I'm never playing this team
honestly,
again.
I don't know where their TV sweet spot. Like, are they gonna stick with this team to see what they do next season? Because to me, the Tomb Guardians having freaking decay means that the longer you play that team, the more likely you are to get effed in the A. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, well, I just never get that team. That's why I don't play them.
My guess is they probably play better at lower TV, right? Because once
that's what I would think,
higher,
right?
People start catching up, and they can start competing with your Tomb Guardians. So 2 seasons ago, I played my Undead versus the Camry champion at the time, and I ended up beating him. But he had just some nasty fucking blitz Roz and throw Roz, and they're the ones that carried the team, really.
But that's 2 pieces that on their own can probably get to, level or level 5 or level 6 in 1 season if you're focusing them. So I guess maybe I'm answering my own question, but maybe it's probably season 2 is probably your cap, and at that point you might as well just reset.
Well, I don't know about cap, but
because you're not going to develop your linemen.
But I would say they probably play in the same range as Undead. 15 to 1800 is the really sweet spot because you don't even need to level your fucking Tomb Guardians. They come out of the box strong. You're only leveling 4 pieces essentially. Your 2 Blitz Roz and your 2 Throw Roz, and then the skeletons are fouling. So all your TV should be carried on your 4 positionals.
Yeah. What would that be? 2, 4, 8. So 8 pieces. Yeah, I guess that's right.
Well, you could just keep your Tomb Guardians as fucking rookies. Like they don't even need pieces. They don't even really need skills. You can cycle them.
Oh, they need Mighty Blow, man. But
they don't need Mighty.
I guess you would cycle them if they're getting decay and all that. I just feel like they absolutely need Mighty Blow because if they're not removing pieces, the Kimry team doesn't stand a chance.
Well, I mean, then you're just trying to play a massive Undead team, but they're not an Undead team. They're Undead team need to remove people. Camry team need to control the pitch because they have those 4 strength 5 pieces.
Yeah,
that's my guess. But like I said, I played exactly 1 Camry game, so
that's 100% more than me.
That is 100% of 0 is 0. Where did you go to school at, dude?
I'm mathing hard, man. We went to school 5 miles away from each other. So.
You went to Juanita. I know exactly where you went to school. That's why you can't do math. That's fucking why.
We had a decent football team. That's what we had.
Always.
and we had a lovely crash about 5 minutes behind the school.
All right, that's the leader. We did leaderboard already, so let's go over KNG. We just talked about them, right? That's your squad.
Let's do it. KNG, coached by War Boss Zodgrod. So this is one that had heavier development on the Bull Centaurs to start, but now it's evened out quite a bit. He's having trouble keeping his hobos alive, and that's not a big deal. They're AV7. They're cheap. He can buy one. I don't know why he hasn't yet, but he will.
So he could buy 4.
Yeah, he could. Not that I would, but he could. He keeps a cheerleader and a coach's assistant. Shame on you. Although some people swear by it,
I
but
like it.
to me, that's a skill that you're giving up. Um, the thing I like, though, or I guess I don't know that I would say I like, but the thing that stands out to me is the piling on. Um, I know we talked about it a lot. I want to say at the start of the season. Um, I know on dwarf teams in particular, you want to have as many dwarves standing as possible. What do you think about the Chaos Dwarf team having piling on?
Well, first of all, I hate Chaos Dwarfs. Fucking passion. I like the pilot on for Chaos Dwarf. I think that they need to play more of a removal game than a dwarf team does. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think dwarf team can play a control game, and then they'll just naturally get injuries because they have so much because they're fucking dwarfs. I think a chaos dwarf blocker, they need to maximize his injuries from his chaos blockers. I don't mind it at all. I faced one of these guys and he just fucking ruined me. He just fucking piled on stuff and killed everything. He actually killed a block mummy I had, which pissed me off. I was real mad about it. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it because I think chaos dwarfs play more of a they have to remove you because of their their hobgoblins. The armor 7
Mm-hmm.
hobgoblins. I think they need to remove
Mm-hmm.
pieces to keep paces. So having a true killer, I think, is important.
The other reason I do like it, and I agree with you, is because you're not going to be doing a lot of blitzing with your Bull Centaur. That said, this one has Frenzy, a Frenzy Bull Centaur. Um, Strength 4 Frenzy is great. He's got good movement on it, so I don't knock that. But um, now you're going to be splitting your blitzes because you're not going to be, basing somebody with your Bull Centaur and then frenzying them the next turn. So that's a blitz there. You probably then wouldn't be blitzing, obviously, with your piling on. To me, that's a little. If you were going to do the frenzy option, I probably would have gone Mighty Blow Frenzy after block. But
Well, I mean, he's doing the frenzy
I
for a
don't know.
surfing option. Like, if you want to, if you're in the middle of the field and you want to hurt somebody, you use the chaos blocker. If you're on the corner of the field or somebody's too close to the sideline, then you use the bull centaur because he doesn't have mighty blow.
Yeah, that's true. And he's got strength access, so he could always go Juggernaut for
Yeah.
that role. Um,
Why he's gonna go
I
stand
guess they
firm
don't see a
next.
lot of Chaos Dwarf sideline ball, but it happens whether you want it to or not.
He's gonna go. He's gonna go stand firm next. I mean, he needs juggernaut, but he's gonna go stand firm next. I would anyway.
Mm, I
Dude,
wouldn't, but
if
that's just
I
me.
saw if I saw a fucking bull centaur on the sideline, I would move heaven and earth and go surf that motherfucker.
Well, you just have to get a second piece over there, like you put a hobo next to him, and then you protect it.
I don't know. My last game against Chaos Dwarfs, I fucking surfed two bull centaurs, um, for this exact reason. They didn't have fucking frenzy, but they were in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and I was like, I'm gonna make it a priority to go fucking surf that motherfucker. That's what I did. So, I would get him stand firm next, but I could see the argument for Juggernaut. Other than that, man, the team's looking good. I mean, he's got 1,800 cash, so he can fill in two. He could fill in two hobos. I would get two, at least. I like the cheerleader and coach assistant. I think that's a good move. I don't know, man. He's a great
Yeah,
coach.
I mean it's a coach preference.
I'm kind of surprised he's got more mighty blow than guard. I think that's a mistake.
I'm seeing that more and more. Not to keep dragging it back to champ ladder, but um, I think 3 is what I usually see now on Chaos Dwarves because they do have the high strength on the Bull Centaurs, and the other ones, the killers are playing off of those couple pieces. But I have always said guard wins games, and you get as much guard as you can. Um, but that seems to be coming out of the meta. The meta seems to be more 3 guard and then just kill, kill, kill. So
Yeah, I
we'll
don't
see.
know.
I assume that the other mighty blows are not going to, unless they get doubles and get claw. I assume, what is that guy's name? Shin. I assume Shin and In are going to both. Well, In's probably going to go mighty blow next, and then what is it, Hyro or Hyru? Those are going to probably all get guard next, but
Yeah,
we'll
I
see.
mean, so this meta where there's more mighty blow than guard, that'll get weeded out real fast when people start losing to guys with more guard. Like all you gotta do is look at Division 1 right now. There's two dwarf teams. There's Motley and there's Road Dog. And when they were in Division 2 last year or 3, whatever the fucking division they were in, um, one went all guard on his dwarfs. The other one went all mighty blow. And the team that did better went all guard. And when they play each other, the guard guy wins. I mean, and now they're at the point where they're both developed enough, it's not the same. But more guard will beat Mighty Blow if they're
Guard
going
wins
head to head.
games. Yeah.
So I don't know. He's a really good coach. I'm actually surprised he's having a rough season. I've never seen him play Chaos Dwarfs though, so maybe he's just kind of learning the race. I'm not sure about that.
Well, and he doesn't have sure hands. He didn't get a sure hands hobgoblin, or he lost it. But yeah, that's 6% ball possession. That says it all. You picked it up one turn.
Yeah.
You need to do more than that.
I mean, he's got 3 skills on each one of these guys. Like this guy who got Frenzy, I'd have got him sure hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could have done it. I mean, 3 level ups and not choosing to get sure hands is gonna catch up to you.
Like I get taking the move. You're not turning down the move. I mean, maybe you are.
I would. I have, but I especially if that's a double, then you can get catch or dodge. But yeah.
Well, I mean, he's a smart coach. He wouldn't turn down doubles.
Yep. I mean, I value movement on my movement teams. I don't value movement as much on my slower teams because, well, it's nice. It's not necessarily. I don't know. It's building against your team's strength, and there's usually better things that you could get.
I don't know. Every time I play an orc team when I'm playing Dark Elves and they do their 5,000 fucking GFIs, um, A, it makes me salty because they always seem to pass them. But B, I'm like, that's you're a slow team. If you wanted to play a faster team, play a faster team. Like,
Yep. Yep.
I feel like orcs specifically GFI all the fucking time.
I see. I get punished every time I GFI. That's why I try to avoid it as much as possible, and that's why I built a stadium that punishes me when I do GFI and fail with my Astral Granite.
I mean, I played it in the Goblin
but
playoffs.
yeah,
I played back-to-back
feel ya.
orcs, and they both fucking. I played in the Goblin playoffs. The first 2 rounds I played 2 undead teams, and the next 2 rounds I played 2 orc teams, and they both just GFI'd constantly, like every fucking turn. I felt like, at will, like multiple
Yeah.
times.
It's
and-
positioning errors or other greed, which is what I've been falling victim to myself a lot lately. Is just greeding on a foul, not positioning myself right, and then having to GFI later to make up for it.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't hate the move on a Bull Centaur. The move 6, because they got sprint and sure feet, they're really effectively 9s, and now he can go 10 squares. That's impressive, dude.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Anyway, let's move on.
But it might have cost him a game. But yeah, let's move on to your team of choice.
I'm going to talk about the Baywatch Knights because Raven Poe deserves some coverage. God damn it, he won the game. And this works out well because we don't have a lot to talk about here. We spent too long talking about Warboss's team.
Well, I feel like this is where we left him before because his team just isn't about developing his pieces.
Yeah.
It's about keeping TV low, keeping things as trim and efficient as possible. He still doesn't have an extra reroll that or leader on his blitzers. He's got a blitzer sitting. He's got 2 blitzers, 1 SPP away. Just throw a freaking pass.
Yeah, and a blocker.
But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. So yeah, it's crazy to me how close he is to leveling these that he chooses not to.
I mean,
but
look
that's
at his
the kind of
team.
strat.
He has
I know.
1, 2, 3, 4. He has 5 pieces that are 1 touchdown away. 3 of those pieces are just 1 pass away.
It's crazy.
I think the time of playing the low TV game is about to come to an end unless he wants to start firing people, and he don't have the money for that.
I mean, I would say the experiment didn't fail. He's 5-2-3. Yeah. I mean, and we know how good Griff is. You can win your 1-day tourneys with Griff. So I wouldn't say it was a failure, but I don't know. I don't see him continuing this team in the next season.
Yeah, I don't. I think he's probably going to re-roll into an LE team if I had to guess. I think this was. I'm with you. I think this was let's play it for 1 season, have some fun with it, and then next season I'll play one of the LE races. Although me personally, I can't see any of those races I'm super excited about, but some people really are.
I'm super excited to play against them.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but you and I are tryhards, right? If you're playing just to have fun, those are the teams to play.
I know. I look forward to some of the people in my division re-rolling into things like that.
So he went guard on both of his blockers. When I'm playing 1 Brett team in Sacra Blue, and I just carried 2 blockers, and I went guard. I went tackle on both of mine, Um, I mean, it's nice to have the strength access, but guard and fucking and wrestle don't go well together.
Yeah, you like to rant on that. I don't think the 1 and 9s happen as often as you do, but I guard is too good to pass up on those pieces.
I mean, I get guard after tackle. Were it me, but 1 and 9s happen all the time. Go play some humans, you'll learn. I mean, you just play bullshit races, so you don't know. But for the real teams, I'm telling you, 1 and 9s happen all the time. So, I mean, there's not much to talk about here. He's got poor swimmer. I'm kind of conscripted to play went wrestle instead
Yep.
of dirty player.
Yep.
That's all right, I guess. I mean, you already have 3 wrestlers. I don't. Why do you need another one?
Yeah. I think he's fine. He's saving up probably for another blitzer.
I mean, he should be saving up for a reroll. If you ask
Yeah.
me. If I was gonna get a reroll, if I was gonna get leader, I'd put it on Sir Cassidy Parker because he's got Blodge, and then that reroll is a little bit safer on Blodge.
The rerolls are so expensive on this team, and I don't understand why. I don't understand this team fundamentally, clearly. But
Well, this team was the kind of a gimmick team, and then when they weren't really played anywhere. They showed up
I
with
don't
the
think
one
they
white dwarf
fill a
someplace.
role. Yeah, I don't think they fill a role that other teams don't fill as well. Like that low TV fouling team, great, you got Kimry. They're more like humans, I guess, but like I guess a low TV human team. But are humans really not that good at low TV? I think they are. So I don't know. To me, I just don't get why they were designed.
You realize that in the CCL, there's been what 6 CCL teams? 2 of those winners are fucking Bretonians. The first one ever was
Two of
Bretonian.
them are Ducky,
Yeah,
and that's just to prove a point.
that he's
I'm
better,
waiting for him to win with Kimry to prove the same
that
point.
he's better than everybody else. Is that the point?
Yes.
But I don't know. I actually don't hate the Bretonian team. I did at first. I thought they were terrible. The blockers are really fucking. They drive me crazy. But the blitzers are so fucking strong, dude. Starting with block and catch and dauntless. Dauntless makes a huge fucking difference when you hit spam it like that. You can take on orc
Hmm.
teams. You can take on fucking blizzard teams. Like
I
you're
like Dauntless.
competitive.
Yeah, I like Dauntless. It's good.
And you're competitive at the blocks because if you started with full positionals, you would start with 4 block and 4 wrestle, and then you stomp on anybody who hits the ground. I don't hate them as much as you do. I really don't. I think they're okay. Um, I'm just kind of over my human phase, so they play a lot like humans, just very similar to humans. Actually, more similar to orcs, I would say almost.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, so I don't know. I don't feel like guard is as important to this team as it is in like I say a human team because they play differently enough. But anyway, Raven Poe, good job. You're doing a great job with this team. Um, what's his TV like 1060 something like that?
Yeah.
1010. 1010, but he's got a bunch of loners, so. Who's he
Fair
playing?
enough.
Who's he playing next? He plays Ace Trucking Company. Ooh.
It's a big match.
Ace doesn't have that much TV either, though. He's only 1340.
That's because he had that dead bull.
All right, let's go into. We're gonna do the highlight games, and then we're gonna go into our picks for the season. Or do you want to? Or do you want to do the picks first?
I feel like we did. Didn't you say you thought Cake and Grad was going to take it?
No. We talked. We talked a little bit. I said I felt good about
That,
Cake
right?
and Monkey Man, but I didn't say either one was gonna win because we didn't make picks. We didn't make official picks. I'm telling
Okay.
you.
All right, fine. We'll make our official picks. Who do you pick?
I'm gonna wait until after we do our highlight games.
Okay, fine. All right. Let's do it.
I'm going with Typos Happen versus Iron Madden because Iron Madden's gotta be mad. That's my guess. And I want to
Okay.
look real briefly at Typos Happen because they just had 2 back-to-back bye weeks. Look at that, 3 levels, 3,300 in cash. That's sick.
Jeez.
Life's goes.
Blackwork levels. Oof, Blackwork levels. That's good.
Yep, he's got.
And he did fire a bunch, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean he's got plenty of money to hire. He needs to hire 4 guys, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he wants to get a troll. You can get a troll at this point. Fuck it, why not? I wouldn't. You love trolls though.
Yep.
Would you get a troll?
I would get a troll, a couple linemen, maybe a thrower, maybe not a thrower. I mean, he's got two blodge ball carriers,
Yeah, he's not
and
gonna be
that
a thrower.
strength four one, if you get sure hands on him, is perfect
Yeah,
for ball
he's
carrying.
not getting a thrower. I'm telling you, he's gonna carry the ball, and you're worth it. I have no doubt about it. He's got your favorite piece, the fucking blodge diving tackle guy,
Yeah,
which I love
not
also.
that that's going to do a damn thing against Kemry.
No, it won't help against Camry, but it's still it's a good piece overall. Man, it's a good looking team, man. So this is what he's got. He's gonna. So what do you think he's gonna buy? Because what he buys is important coming up against this next game.
I think the troll helps a lot against Kemry. And then I would get the three linemen. So a troll and three linemen, that right there counteracts those Tomb Guardians as long as you mark them and you just keep on them. He's got a lot of Mighty Blow on them, but Mighty Blow versus AV9, unless you're me, should be okay. So,
Somebody sounds better.
you know, that's how you counteract those Tomb Guardians, though, is you just mark them, keep them away from the rest of the game. And position your, when you do mark them, don't just be all willy-nilly about it. Think about where you're going to put them and which direction he's going to hit them to stay out of the play. So,
It's funny enough. Remember that piece that we talk about all the time about people gonna foul the shit out of it?
yep,
Yeah, he's missing this game. Strength 4 piling on, dude. He's missing the game.
nice.
Oh man, it's like I can see the future.
Yeah, I'm curious what the levels are. I hope he doesn't take any doubles on the Black Orcs. It's a common error. You don't need dodge first on a Black Orc. You need block or Mighty Blow, but that's it.
6-2-2. He's a 1370 TV, but that's probably gonna balloon up to about 1500, at least 1500, right? Probably more like 16.
Yeah, I'd probably gauge him at about 1550, 1540.
Which means he's gonna be given a ton of inducements to Gengar. My guesses will be bribes. Those will be bribes, but I don't think bribes are gonna work that effectively because Kaker has all EV9.
I mean, fouling is the best way to remove AV9 if you've got enough assists and dirty player.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting game for sure. But it's my game, so I'll let you pick first.
Okay, I will take the Orcs.
And I'm not picking against my buddy. He's my clan teammate. So I'm not picking against him. I'm gonna take the Orcs also. What game do you have, man?
I have got the Unaccompanied Minos versus the Rebel Invasion, and that's not just because Squiggy's back, but mostly because Squiggy's back. This is going to still be a good game. The Chaos Dwarves have the tackle and the pain enough to basically win the game. It's going to come down to how they choose to play it. Where is there? Second page. Unaccompanied Minos. They've got the Mighty Blow Bull Centaur. And so that's who I'm going to be looking for to put in some work. He doesn't have tackle on it, and he doesn't have any Mighty Blow pieces that have tackle. So he's just going to be relying on the AV7 to actually do AV7 things and die. He's got a dirty player, though, so if a War Dancer does fail a leap, he can get punished for that. And he's got enough pieces too, so he's got all his positionals and an extra one. If there is a send off, he's still going to have the full pitch. So I think that monkey's in a good position. He's got the sure hands as well on one of those bulls. It's Blodge Bull Centaur, so beautiful Bull Centaur. That monkey's in decent shape for this match. And then Squiggy coming back. He's got his strip ball Agi 5 War Dancer, so that's the one that's doing the leaping, but he may not even use that piece, seeing as he's going up against a Blodge Sure Hands ball carrying Bull Centaur. He's probably going to be blitzing more with Zwark, the Mighty Blow tackle one, just to get a shot at knocking him over.
Yeah, that strip ball, not being able to use that strip ball is gonna be huge, I think.
If this was against one of the other Bulls, the other Chaos Dwarf teams, I think that Squiggy would have a much better chance at winning, or better odds at winning. This one's going to be much closer. I would say it could be 50-50.
Yeah, I mean I don't even know where to go on this because I mean I love stylistically like the teams. I love Det Monkey's team, but Squiggy, I mean this is a student master situation. I don't know, man. I don't know if Squeaky's got the right pieces for this game.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. I think it's truly 50-50. And you get first pick on this, and I'll happily take whatever you don't.
Man, I want to go on the Squeaky train, but I'm gonna go with the student, man. I'm gonna go with fucking young Luke over there. I'm taking the fucking Satan
Nice.
dwarfs.
Nice. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, AV7 doesn't need Mighty Blow to get removed, and he doesn't have a ton of block to really withstand the orcs that way, or the orcs, the dwarfs. He does have kick, and he's got a wrestle piece, and the tree can sometimes do stuff sometimes. But I would say more than anything, it's just going to come down to how well the AV7 holds. If the ball is put far away from the sure hands piece, yeah, it's going to be tricky.
Who you taking?
I'll take Squeaky.
All right, man. I'm interested in that game. That's gonna be fun to watch. All right, so we need to, before we wrap this up, we need to take our picks. Do you want to pick first or second? I guess
I'll gladly pick second.
you'll gladly pick second. All right. This is tough because Grad's my guy. He's on Clan REL. I believe that we're winning Clan right now. We're on top of the leaderboard. And a large part of that's because of him. He's been having a great season. But I am fucking like I'm like moon eyes over fucking Dark Elf teams these days. I love this fucking I love horrible cliches. This team is so sick, dude.
Well, let's look at the schedule, I guess, before we really decide that too. So, of the three teams at the top, really quickly, horrible cliches, communist frat party, horrible cliches, typos happen, horrible cliches, gamma gets. So that's an admin.
Well, that's gonna be
typos
a huge
happen.
game, dude. Typos happen in horrible cliches. That's gonna.
Yeah, that's definitely the big factor for both those teams, I think.
I mean,
and I think both of them are. Man, I knowing that match is coming up, I really hope Grad really considers that when he's doing his levels.
What is Ace Truckin come? Ace Truckin comes on top. We can't just discount him. He's got Unaccompanied Minos, and he's got Rebel Invasion, and then this week he's got Baywatch Nights.
And that's not a guaranteed path, so he doesn't have any buys, does he? Right?
No, he's got
no, he doesn't
on his way out the door.
So,
but if he wins out, then he's in.
Correct. He just has to get through Squiggy, and I think, is the one that's most vulnerable to Squiggy, because he doesn't have sure hands. Correct? Oh no, does Ace have sure hands? Yeah, Ace has sure hands. So he's gonna have to leave the ball on the hobo, which still isn't great.
To get hit by that,
his bolt centaurs are the weakest.
Yeah, but that Ace is a fucking hobgoblin, which means it's AV7.
Oh, we missed this. He has a prehensile tail. Chaos Dwarf.
Who does?
Ace Trucking Company.
No, he doesn't. Yes,
I guarantee he did that for Squiggy. He didn't take a while.
Oh, you know what he rolled too? He rolled Quattro rolled 4/4 on his level up. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I read that too.
That's funny.
And he got a tail. That's a dwarf with a tail. I've never seen that.
I see him? Oh, look at that! It's like spikes and shit. Do you see that?
Yeah. I don't hate it. I mean, he's got tackle already. Man, that's just not standard. That's for sure.
I mean, he had doubles. He could have got diving tackle.
Could have got diving tackle. Could have got claw. Could have got. Oh man, that is interesting. Yeah, why would you get the tail over diving tackle?
I fucking have no idea. I mean, maybe it's the movement allowance thing. Maybe it's like, well, if I get diving tackle and he's on his face, he only gets to move one square next turn.
Who cares about that? If you got diving tackle and you do a diving tackle, you get a turnover. I don't know, man.
I mean,
that's
cool.
That's odd. It looks cool. That's odd. That's very odd. But anyway, back to the matchup. I don't know. We'll see how Squiggy does against one Satan Dwarf team, and then if he demonstrates his prowess, I think he's got the best chances against this one.
But the other thing about Quicks is Quicks has to play fucking Unaccompanied Minos, who already knocked off fucking KNG.
Yep. Yep.
Like he's
Yep.
got those
And
nasty fucking bull centaurs.
his other loss was against who was not against? Oh, he lost to Unlucky Skull.
Right. But I'm saying Det Monkey's fucking bull centaurs are disgusting, and Quix's bull
Yeah.
centaurs suck.
Well, and I think he said the only reason he won so strongly against KNG himself was because he diced him. So, yeah, I could see that being a thing. Yeah, I go. So you sound like you were leaning towards Horrible Shades. Is that kind of your pick there?
I am, and this is well. So they're 5-4-1. It's gonna come down to next week. Next week is fucking huge. but here's the reason I'm going with Horrible Cliches. Kakengrad, amazing coach, really amazing coach, but he's still kind of newish with orcs, while Horrible Cliches knows Dark Elves. He plays Dark Elves all the time. And they only have the one loss. I love the Dark Elf team. I'm going with the Dark Elves. I'm going Horrible Cliches. I think Quix is gonna lose 1, maybe 2 games in the last 3. And I think it's gonna come down to that fucking play up between Orcs and Dark Elves, and I'm taking Dark Elves.
Yeah, I see where you're going. What I could see happening is Ace losing 1, however the Orcs lose 1, and then the Dark Elves tie 1, and that's all it takes for Quix to still get through. So I'm gonna go with Quix because the closest one to getting to him is going to be Kakengrad with the typos happen, and I'm not willing to just jump ship for the Orc team yet. And Quix has shown consistency throughout this. He does have a couple losses, but I would say that he's kind of been one step ahead the whole time. And actually, his team is really trim on TV, and so he might even be getting some inducements that can actually, help out bribes and what have you. So I do think I'm going to go with Quix.
I mean, he's only 60 less than Det Monkey, and that's his final game. He's only 40. He's only 40 less than Squiggy.
What's the other one? Who's the other team he plays? Ace Strike Unaccompanied Minos, which is going to be
Det Monkey. That's 60.
1400, 1460.
Who's he play this week?
By the time he plays them, I could see that. Well, actually, they're pretty close.
He's
so,
playing Baywatch Nights.
Maybe not. Why is his TV? Oh, his TV's higher now than it was. I wonder. I'm looking at the leaderboard and said 1340. But he's actually running 1430 right now. Yeah. So that was probably before the double.
Well, I don't know. I think
doesn't change my pick. Doesn't change my pick. I still think Quix is going to get through.
I think Quix is looking at 2 losses. I think Horrible Cliché is going to win out. That's going to put them at 8-4-1. And yeah, they're going to win. Although I think
Quix will win. I think he'll win, but not win out. I think he loses at least one of these 3.
All right, man. Well, that's where we're at. Do you have anything else? What's going on with your squads these days?
Recovering. But yeah, now that the playoff disaster is over, trying to see if I can get my Orcs through the playoffs. We're in like a 6-way race right now for 2 spots.
Let's fucking pop over to Division 3 for a second. I believe that Orc team got pretty trimmed, didn't they? That went up top.
3 deaths in 3 games, and 2 of them were against elves. So yeah,
what is going
doesn't feel good.
There are fucking 2 elves in the top 4 in this fucking division. What is going on?
And then the Chaos Elves. Yeah, it's looking interesting. I just couldn't get a win. I had 2 games back to back against the Dwarves and the Nurgle that I had the numbers advantage very, very clearly early on, and I still couldn't get the win. They were able to suck out a draw, and because of that, I'm going to get really punished, and I'm probably not going to make the playoffs now that Arch won his game today. It's looking more and more like it's going to be Arch and Owned that are going to the playoffs this season.
Only 2 spots?
Yep. So unless Arch loses the next 2 and I win the next 2, or Owned, yeah, that's going to pretty much seal it.
You drew Ladeus. Who do you have coming up? You have...
I can win my next 2. I have the Necro team, me and Lean and Neon Green, who's on the upswing right now, but he's going to be missing a werewolf for our match. And then I have Grizoot with the Lizards, who started out super strong out of the gate, but as they play more tackle teams, they have been getting a little bit more battered and lost. So
Yeah, that's not a
I'm
good
feeling
matchup for
pretty good
fucking.
about my match against them too. But I have to be able to afford another blitzer for our game, and I'm going to still be down a black orc even after that. So um, the pieces I'm losing are not trivial pieces. I think I've lost about 500 TV in 3 games.
You should fire fucking Ron Jeremy, dude.
He's actually holding shit down right now. He's been more reliable at removing pieces than any of my blitzers,
Yeah, I would be
and
your
he I think was only stupid once last game. It didn't. He's not hurting me.
your TV is too high to carry that fucking troll. That's that's my. I would fire that guy and fucking cut 150 TV.
I don't think that helps me. I need the guard. That would leave me 3 guard pieces against lizards. No
No.
thanks.
Well, I'll tell you what. You're gonna end up joining the off season with me playing golf. 'Cause you need to fire that guy. That's awesome. Well, I have coming up. I have the Goblin Finals. I have the Goblin Proving Ground Finals with my Dark Elves who are getting busted to shit. And I'm playing a nasty ass undead team, and it's a 2 out of 3, which is I didn't know that going in. I wouldn't have picked an agility team because if you get to the finals, like for this guy could literally for the first game throw the game, not even care about it, and just
Just
murder
kill
my
you.
team,
Yep.
and then just
Yep.
walk over the next 2 games.
That's the thing about Blood Bowl tournaments or leagues and things like that is so much of it is just based on the rule sets that people come up with, and that's why I've been haggling and pandering and talking about some of the stuff like with the spins games and the determination for who goes to playoffs and tiebreaker scenarios. Those things really matter because the game is so imbalanced on its own that when you start throwing in other factors, it really screws things up and skews things, whether it's towards agility teams or towards bash teams or whatever. It's something that you really got to pay attention to.
Yeah, I mean the guy I'm playing, so my team's up on right now. Um, I'm only carrying 9 players because I played a goblin. My goblin division was all bash teams. I was the only agility team. I got to the playoffs somehow. My first 4 games were 2 undead and 2 orcs, and now I'm playing an undead team, and they're fucking. They literally only have 1 roster spot open. It's all zombies. He has 2 fucking mighty blow piling on fucking whites. He has 2 nasty fucking mummies. Like he's gonna fucking murder me. Like I was like, I can maybe squeeze
What
1 game out, but I can't squeeze 2.
do you think that all those bash teams are there because they saw the way the rules were built
Oh,
and it
absolutely,
stacks and favors that? See, that's what I'm
absolutely.
saying. Like uh, some of the leagues I play in are like that, where it so heavily biases the game, and so then you just have to get lucky in order to get through it. Which I don't think people really consider the strategic level the way you and I would when you're making the rules to try and get something that's balanced.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just like, I'm gonna play some more games in Goblin, and then
Right,
I didn't know there
right.
was a playoff. And then when I got to the playoffs, I was like, everybody's fucking bash. Like, there's 32 teams in the playoffs, and I would say 29 of them were bash teams.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm like,
believe you.
what is this? Like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I found out why. Now that I'm here, I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yep.
So, so anyway, that's what I got coming up. Next week is the big one. So kind of get through this week, and then the next week is the big one for Division 4 because of the Cake and Grad Monkey Man game. Um, yeah, we're getting down. We're getting down to the playoff preview. We should actually do a playoff preview. We might need to change our programming next week and do more of a road to the playoff sort of thing, right? Or is it too late now?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like it crept up on us. I wrote something like 2 weeks ago to give to Heronsword because he wanted something from every division cast, and now it's like, okay, well, everything I mentioned is pretty much decided. Um, there's only like 2 or 3 teams that are in each of our divisions, so I don't know that it really matters. I mean,
I mean,
we
I
can
think
cover it. We kind of just did, or the way our format is. I think we covered already, going over the leaderboard and our picks and stuff. So I don't think we really need to change our format. But I am looking forward to casting the playoffs, and I'm sure you and I can cover a couple games.
yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I think both divisions they're both kind of top heavy, but there's a clear leader on both teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody's kind of waiting for somebody to fall out. All right, so that is Division 4 and 5 Week 10 recap. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.